about a year ago, I saw Sam Altman, OpenAI CEO, giving a talk, and he said a lot of provocative things, but one thing really struck me on energy. He said a breakthrough in energy was necessary to fuel the AI revolution, and he spoke fairly positively on nuclear in that context. And then maybe a few weeks later, I saw the CEO of semiconductor company ARM make a comment that data centers could consume 25% of power demand by 2030. And at this point, my BS meter was kind of going off because I've worked in energy a couple of decades. Things don't typically move that fast. And I was thinking to myself, how could the creators of ChatGPT and all of this grand things that are happening with AI, a magical question-answer machine that almost seems conscious, not get what's going on with energy? So I started to work on the problem, and my initial hypothesis was that there's no way that AI could consume as much energy as some of the folks in the business were saying. But we ultimately arrived at a conclusion that confirms some of that thinking, and I want to try to unpack our assessment of how to think about AI and energy demand. You've probably heard about Stargate. Stargate is the OpenAI initiative. You saw Sam Altman, Oracle CEO, SoftBank CEO, up with President Trump earlier this year talking about it. It's a $500 billion data center initiative. And if you think about $500 billion being spent on data centers, well, how much power demand would that consume? A good rule of thumb today, at least, is that a data center, for every $1 billion in CapEx that you do on a data center, it translates into about 0.4 terawatt hours of power demand. So if the 500 billion Stargate initiative gets built, that effectively would double power demand from data centers in the US from one, albeit large, project. And so I think we've got a cool tool that we did as part of our analysis where you can go and sort of look under the hood, play with our assumptions if you'd like. We also approached this problem from a bottom-up perspective and said, look, well, how much energy does each GPU that NVIDIA is going to sell consume, and how many GPUs are they going to sell this year, next year, based on consensus? And you get very similar numbers. So I think my initial skepticism, or if you're skeptical of the energy component of this, I believe it's real, and we've got some cool tools and data to help you sort of confirm thinking around that. Now, there's a couple other trends that maybe I'll just mention quickly.